Hey, what's up, everyone? Today is our daily recap here for Monday, March the 11th, 2019. And we are going to go through the trades that we put on. So we took off a GDX strangle, really tight strangle for profit. We added a FXI, which is our Chinese ETF, and then we added a calendar. Okay, so we're going to spend a lot of time talking about this because it's a little bit outside of what we normally do here. But as we can see here in our, not our Analyze tab, our Market Watch tab, let's IV percentile this. FXE has a IV percentile of 0. And so that's exactly why we wanted to go ahead and add a calendar, and we'll go in and show exactly what this calendar is about. But first, let's get into our GDX. Okay, let's go GDX. We sold the 22 put 22 and a half call somewhere in this area, one of these days. And so this is why that went off today. We see the gap up, gap down all the way, and then we came back super cyclical here. And that's why it went off today, because we're right in there. We had right at 50% profit, $120 or so. Moved my microphone there, moved my boom thing. When you say put into it, it makes a real strong puh sound, and so that's why you have these things, and I just saw it. Anyways, so this is exactly why this one came off today. Let's go into FXI. Well, let's see if we can find FXI here. Gonna have to move the face for just a second. Maximize this sell. Okay, so here in FXI, we've got our break evens here. FXI has been really cyclical here, and this has been a major level. So as you can see, this like 43 and a half level has been pretty important. From the Market Watch tab, FXI, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about adding this position yesterday. FXI, when I added the position, it was right at a 30 percentile, which is why I went ahead and did it. Throughout the day, we really saw IV contract, right? So we saw IV contract. Now we go to our Analyze tab and we go ahead and add FXI. Already up a little bit simply because of the contraction. Really nice wide break evens, 56% break evens. So this is it. We saw that the IV percentile was up. We've seen a retraction in IV, which is why we now are up on this position. Really nicely centered. Sold the 43, sold the 44. We are naked in this position. So hopefully we don't see a major move, right? Last position, let's go to our FXE. Okay, so FXE. Now, as you can see here, we sold a calendar. Okay, we bought this 26 April put for, this is a big position size, 10 contracts. Bought for 68. Sold this put for 32 cents. Now, with the calendar, if we see a pop in IV, right, so we're at 0% IV right now. If we were to see a pop in IV, it's actually going to widen out these break evens, right? So it's going to take this break even, this slice right here, and it could, come all the way out there. We paid a debit of 36 cents. 36 times 10 times 100 is going to be 360, which is our max loss on both sides. We'll see what happens. Max loss right now, we've got a potential max profit of 322 and change. What the reality here is that because we bought this a month out, this option is going to retain a lot of its value provided that we stay around 107. Game plan going into the week, right? So game plan going into the week, if we get to 108, we're going to add, but we have to do it this week. Okay, if it happens next week, we're not going to add. All right, but we'll add another one, probably around the same. So we'll have about a $720, $750 total risk here is what we'd be looking at. Okay, from the chart, if we just go to FXC, really we're going to look for FXC this looks like some level of resistance, right? Some level of resistance, because all of this acted as support right here at this 108 area. We're going to look for this 106 to act. I think it's 106. Yeah, 106.31 to act as support. We haven't been challenged down there, so I'm not super worried. I do think there's a really good chance that this put, right? So let's go back here. I think there's a really good chance that this put expires worthless, right? I think that this put might expire worthless. It's just going to depend on how much that this this April expiration put, April 26th expiration put is going to be worth, right? So that'll really be the determining factor here as we look at this position. 17 cents, right? We can have a couple of those. In regards to taking this position off, okay, I'm probably going to look at about 50% of the total risk, right? So I'm going to look to take this off at about $180 worth of profit before commissions. I'm going to pay about $40 in commissions or so on this particular position. So that's what we're going to look at. Now again, this profit with an iron butterfly and with an iron condor, right, our profit really doesn't, our ending profit, right, at expiration, that graph never changes. With a calendar nor a diagonal, this blue line is going to change. And so just make sure you're aware that the max profit that we have is going to change. Now, it's not going to change as much as if this was like this bought protection is like the 29th of April. Right, if we had bought that level of protection, then this graph is going to change dramatically. It's going to change a little bit. I don't think it's going to change too dramatically. All right, so those are the trades. If we go back to our monitor tab, excuse me, you can see we're getting close in a couple of positions. We'll look to see what happens with a couple of these. So continue to get closer and closer to these coming off, hopefully for a profit. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at Sell That Option. Otherwise, I'll just continue to have a great week.
Awesome. So what you just saw was an example of a video that I send every single evening that I make an opening trade, a closing trade, or an adjusting trade to the members here at sellthatoption.com. I sincerely believe that when it comes to the stock market, right, there's so much misinformation out there that you have to have somebody, at least at the start, teaching you and guiding you and really getting you the behind the scenes information and really into the mindset of somebody that's figured it out and is successful. And so not only do I send a ton of educational content, I mean, I have these courses right here. I send the daily recap videos. I send the weekly strategy videos. I've got general knowledge base. I've got Udemy courses, right? But I want you to, when I'm able to talk about, right, the trades that I make and why I was making the trades that I was making, that is true education, right? That is education that it's not just me sending out what I'm doing and expecting you all to blindly follow that, right? That's literally the opposite of what I want to do, right? That's not what this is about. This is about true education. It's about truly teaching and saying, hey, this is what I was thinking. This is what I was seeing. And I sincerely believe that that's one of the most effective ways to really learn how to do this. Now, what I'd like for you to know is that first, visit my site. Go here to Stock Trading Services. If you'd like to join, right, use discount code YouTube, all lowercase, YouTube, and that's going to get you 50% off all of my services, okay? So, again, discount code YouTube for any of these potential stock trading services. So you're going to get my lifetime membership, 50% off, right? Yearly, quarterly, monthly, 50% off with the code YouTube. Follow me on social media via either on YouTube or in Twitter or on my Facebook or on my Instagram. Follow me on my social media platforms that you can see right up here in the corners. Okay, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. I'll add Instagram on there. But again, discount code 50% off YouTube. All right, if y'all have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at Ryan, RYAN, at sellthatoption.com. Again, 50% off code is YouTube, all lowercase. And if you have any questions at all, reach out to me. Otherwise, stay humble, stay hungry, and here's to our success.